Imperfection is beauty. By the age of 16, 17, I had read the most of world literature. You never know everything in life. And then life teaches you that ego is the biggest daunting factor in one's life, and one should be humble because life humbles you. Beautiful Himalayas, snow, rain, fireplaces, comfortable living, stories of Tibet, stories of the Dalai Lama, stories of the King of Sikkim. It's a very tough business, hydropower. I don't really recommend it to anybody. This is a very new age and it's asset light. You don't have any assets. And my mother was a medical professional. She was come from Pakistan, which was undivided India at that time. The King of Sikkim had called him to take care of a special project of the Dalai Lama.
Today we have with us the founder and CEO of Avaan India and the founding director of Gati Infrastructure. We welcome on Ms. Meera. Hi ma'am, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Firstly, I would like to give you a hearty welcome to the WitChat Show. And it's such a privilege to have somebody with so much of life experience and learnings from various parts of the world to sit with me for this interview. So I would just like to start off by asking you, how has your journey of life been for you?
My journey of life is filled with ups and downs, highs and lows, but on the whole it has been a good flow.
Right. So nobody's life is perfect again.
Shouldn't be,
right?
Shouldn't be perfect.
Shouldn't be perfect at all.
Imperfection is beauty.
That's what makes it perfect actually, a little bit of flaw here and there. So you come from a very intellectual family, right? You've been exposed to a lot of knowledge, not just academic, but a lot of knowledge of the world at a very young age. Right. Can you please enlighten us a little bit about that?
I was living in Sikkim and it used to rain most of the time. So there was nothing to do, and I was not the kind of person who would go out and have fun with my friends and party too much. Party a little bit, yeah. And the Sikkimese people are very fond of music, dance, party, yeah. But most of the time I was at home, and I had this huge library of my father, who was highly intellectual, highly accomplished, highly everything. And by the age of 16, 17, I had read the most of world literature. That included all the Nobel laureates, which was mostly, Hermann Hesse, Dostoevsky, Perlis Buck, Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand really made a difference to my life. Really messed up my head. She really messed my head. And I read everything. Thomas Mann, you name it, I read it. And I think it was age inappropriate, some of the stuff, but that really shaped the way I thought. And maybe a little ego also I got, that I've read everything. And that is the wrong thing to do, because you never read everything, you never know everything in life. And then life teaches you that ego is the biggest daunting factor in one's life. And one should be humble, because life humbles you.
True. You mentioned you grew up in Sikkim.
Yes.
How was that experience? Because I'm sure you've lived at a time where it was the most beautiful, the most natural state that it was ever at.
I went from Rajasthan. My father was a professor in BITS Pilani.
Oh.
And yeah.
Oh, that's a renowned institution.
Yeah, very renowned. And he was doing very well, but then one day he decided to give it all up, and the King of Sikkim had called him to take care of a special project of the Dalai Lama. So he said he gave up everything and went there. And this was a small institution, and there were children all the time coming from Tibet. and they had scabies, and they had TB, and they had all kinds of problems. And my mother was a medical professional. She was come from Pakistan, which was undivided India at that time. So she was taking care of the health, and he was taking care of the education and well-being. It was like a parent. They were like parents to all these children, and that was a really fulfilling time in my life and beautiful time. It was like living in a big home with so many brothers and sisters, and then we had a whole farm. We had every kind of animal, and they were all part of our lives: dogs, cats, pigs, hens, goats, sheep, a little horse. Everything was there. It was lovely, a lovely life. Beautiful Himalayas, snow, rain, fireplaces, comfortable living, stories of Tibet, stories of the Dalai Lama, stories of the King of Sikkim. He had an American wife. So a lot of senators and big officials of the US used to be coming all the time to India, and we had a chance to interact with all of them. It was a great learning experience right from the beginning. A very beautiful life, the Buddhist way of life, and you learn that death is nothing to be really mourned. It's the new beginning, and I think life was very beautiful.
You had the very great pleasure of being close to the Dalai Lama. I mean, interacting with such a person, how was that experience altogether? I mean, it's not every day that you get to hear that somebody was in close contact with the Dalai Lama, and that too for a long period of time.
Yeah, the Dalai Lama was closely associated with this institute where my father worked, and I got the chance from an early age to see him, to hear him a few times. And then recently, when I wrote this book on Sikkim, I was given the opportunity to go and meet His Holiness and present him this book. And he's very childlike. So when he got this book, he was so thrilled, and he opened it and actually read the whole book with me by his side. I think I was completely blessed, and truly, blessed to be in that kind of a situation.
Speaking of that, this book, An Ode to Sikkim.
Yes.
I think this is one of you've already written books.
I had written a book earlier, but
yeah,
this is the second edition.
This is the second edition to that.
That was called Shangri-La. This is An Ode to Sikkim.
An Ode to Sikkim. I'm sure this is your heart and soul that you've poured on here. A lot of your childhood, your memories, learnings, of course, a lot of them. Yes. Can you brief us a little bit about what's in this book?
You know, we were celebrating the 15th anniversary, or I don't know, one anniversary of our hydropower project, and this idea came to me. For that anniversary, I must, do a book. But I had only 3 months from start to finish to write this whole book. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And basically, these are pictures that my father was an amateur photographer. He was very fond of photography. He used to, he had 2-3 cameras, and he used to be shooting pictures all the time, apart from everything else that he used to do. And those photographs were in slides, and they were all getting spoiled because he had passed away a long time back. So this 30-40-year-old pictures were all getting spoiled, and then I decided that I must do something with these. These are the history of a kingdom which doesn't exist anymore, of a country that doesn't exist. So I sat painfully, selected the pictures, the photographs, and this book has got those photographs which are 40-50 years old, and I've refurbished them to the best of my ability, and they're very interesting photographs, and the stories are built around those photographs.
I'm sure I'm going to have a look at it.
It was on Amazon actually. Then
and I would definitely.
I removed it from there because whatever I get out of this book, I give it for a charity in Sikkim. Right. I've always given that, yeah.
You also happen to have your own hydropower project in Sikkim itself.
Yes.
The first one, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, in the private sector, yes.
Yeah, please let us into that too.
it's a very tough business. Hydropower, I don't really recommend it to anybody.
Is it?
It's very tough business. It's very, very tough, especially in the northeast of India where the rock is very soft. And you have to, bore tunnels into the rock. So it takes a lot of effort to do that. And it's very tough. And then the weather conditions are terrible there. The cloud bursts and it's so cold and it's raining all the time. So it's very difficult to build a project, especially in that part of the world. In Himachal and all, it's not difficult to build hydro. But in Sikkim, yes, I think the whole of Northeast must be in that same situation because these are young Himalayas. So the rock condition is very, very non-conducive for boring tunnels.
Right.
So it was a very tough project, but it was a lovely experience, I think, and it was in my home state, so I enjoyed, even if I had to break my back, and because the roads in Sikkim are very bad, so even if I had to break my back and go there 3 times a month, I was happy to go there. I'd meet with my friends, we'll spend time together, and my friends over there who were with me from class 2 are still my best friends after so many years. I still go and meet them, we go out for holidays, they come and meet me wherever I am. It's a very nice feeling.
Childhood friendships do last a lifetime.
Yes, these have lasted a lifetime.
Truly, truly. You also are the founder and CEO of Avaan India.
Yes.
And you also started this new concept of excess baggage.
Yes.
That is very interesting. I don't think this is a problem that many people face, but without any solution.
Yes.
So can you please tell us what was the thought process behind this project?
The thought process was I had to pay excess baggage of 8,000 rupees.
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
And so then I thought of this idea. First, my own people didn't accept it in my own company, which is an express cargo company. And they said, who is going to pay 50 rupees, 100 rupees? Nobody will pay when they're paying 4 rupees, 5 rupees a kg. But I stuck to this. I presented it at the Isha Foundation in one of the programs there. I got a standing ovation for that. Then LinkedIn picked up the story. I got 4-5 million views. And then I got the ET Startup Award and Inspiring Women Leaders Award. And then I realized this concept is here to stay. It's not there anywhere in the world. I have Googled it. And they've got something in America which takes basically golf bags, and it's very expensive. I think one golf bag costs $400-500 to transport. So this is a very new age and it's asset light. You don't have any assets. You just have the customer service in place, the CRM, the software, and online pickup and delivery we do with our partners. And it's the way of the future because people can then expand their minds and carry whatever they want. Now we limit ourselves. We go to Ladakh or to Sikkim and we take 1 jacket with us. You can take 5 jackets. What's the problem? So you can take shoes which are 3 kgs each. Yes. Otherwise you say no, 500 rupees a kg, my God, ye to nahi hoga. So this is the concept, and I have to just work on the branding now and make it more accessible to the customers.
I'm sure, ma'am, this is going to work wonders because this is an issue that we all face every time we travel, but nobody thinks of an alternate. What if this did not exist?
Yeah, because all innovation is like that.
Yeah, what if just one person
when Ola happened, nobody thought, that there could be a solution. The taxi driver would make your life miserable. He will not come on time and you will stand in the middle of the night looking for a taxi. I mean, life is so simple now. So these are the, these are the innovations that come with time.
You also have a project of art with the heart, right?
Yeah, that's very close to my heart, that project. It's for children basically, and we encourage children with special needs to paint, and those paintings are then sold in an exhibition, and also artists are part of this. So the artists, it's called affordable art with the heart, so no painting can be more than 20,000 rupees. And then those paintings are sold, and we give the artists and the children whatever they want for the painting, and the rest, the markup, is for charity. It's 100% charity. There's no money involved in this. It's very transparent, and I also do some kind of an art.
Oh, you're an artist too?
And that's a photographer, and I then do digital work on the photographs.
Wow, that's actually very lovely.
Mine sell the fastest because they're cheapest. So, and all that money that is raised is given to 3 charities. One is called Lepcha Cottage. This is for needy children. It's an institution for the ethnic tribe of Sikkim, which is the Lepchas. And these are children who have single parent children or who have abandoned children, and they are adopted by this lady called Miss Kipu. She was also nominated for the World Peace Prize actually, and she's a very old family friend of ours, very, very old. She used to take care of me when I was a child. And she's also the CNN person, she's a Padma Shri, she's a very acclaimed person, but very humble, very, very humble lady. She started with some 3-4 children, and now she has about 500-600 children. And she's got this huge institution, which is now, they graduate from that institution. And it's very nice to see how that little seed has blossomed into this beautiful flower that she has sown. And I remember one of the children, when they came, there were 3 of them. My mother adopted one of those children. And so I've seen it growing, and whatever I can do for them, I do. Whatever I can help, I can do. Part of my CSR I do for them, and it's a very very humbling project. So the proceeds of this go to them and to Isha Vidya. Isha Vidya is a project of Sadhguru and Isha Foundation, where around the ashram these are these poor children who are given free education. So one part of the proceeds I give to them.
That's lovely work. I feel that is, in the end, that's the most satisfying work you do.
Yeah, I've done 2 seasons. I was about to do season 3, but then COVID happened, so I'm going to do it now. And it's very well accepted by the Hyderabad social circles. People really look forward. Artists want to donate their paintings now. They said, we don't want any money, we just want to donate famous artists. And I'm just waiting to do my season 3 now.
We wish you all the best for that, and I'm sure it's going to be a great success because the means behind it is so pure.
They all know that I don't need the money.
Yeah.
Fortunately, by the grace of God, I don't need to raise money for myself or my family at all. It's not required. So this money is 100% goes to charity.
That's such a great cause behind what you're doing, and of course it has art involved with
Yes,
it.
and art I love. My father was an artist also.
Yes, art is something that I don't think anyone is there in this
world. And
world.
it's beautiful paintings. Some of the artists are extremely talented. The children are so talented.
Right.
It's very
art
nice.
brings out the best in them too.
Yes.
I mean, that is their way.
And these
of
are children
speaking.
with hearing and speaking disability called Ashray Akruti. And it costs just 80,000 rupees for a child to go through an operation, which can then restore his voice and his hearing. Just 80,000 rupees makes a difference to the child's life. So I thought that was very touching,
Actually.
So we just 80,000, we go for a holiday, we blow up 80,000.
Yeah,
What
more,
80,000? More
more
than 2
in
lakh,
fact.
3 lakhs. But for a whole child's life, it's just the difference is 80,000 rupees.
That's such a pure intention behind that, and we wish you all the very best for all your future ventures too. But with this, I would love for you to sign on this little Rubik's Cube. It is our memory for all our speakers that have attended the WitChat Show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This is a small appreciation from the WitChat Show to you for taking our time from your busy schedule.
Thank you so much. It was nice talking to you.